Hi everyone, welcome to Internal Control Talks, the podcast that helps you thrive as internal control professionals. And today is the last episode of our mini-series on how to build a personal brand for internal control professionals. And we're going to talk about how to be consistent in projecting your personal brand image. In the previous episode, we talked about how to build a personal brand to achieve your objectives. In the second step, we talk about how to make sure that your communication style is aligned with the personal brand. And then in the third episode, we talk about how to take actions and make decisions in line with your personal brand. And today we talk about how to be consistent with your personal brand over time. Because indeed, it is very important to be consistent in order to create and consolidate the image that people have about you. I would like to offer you a couple of thoughts around how to do that. And first of all, I would say it's extremely important that you remind yourself periodically about your personal brand. So I would suggest that you put down some characteristics that you want to be associated with. So once you have this list put down, that what make your personal brand. And I suggest from time to time you look at the list, you make it part of your weekly routine, maybe on Monday morning, whatever is convenient for you. Quickly go through the characteristic that you put down and just take a minute to remind yourself about how you want to show up. The second idea that I want you to offer is to come back to your personal brand from time to time with the idea of reviewing it and revising it if necessary. Of course, the personal brand can change over time depending on the objectives that you want to reach. The final idea that I would like to offer you in order to help you stay consistent with your personal brand is to use checklists. Obviously, we use checklists for a lot of things in our life, and I personally find extremely useful to use checklists to make sure that my communication is aligned with my personal brand and that my actions and decisions are aligned as well. I suggest to put down a few questions in a form of checklist that you will read before communicating, before making a decision. So for example, if we look at the communication side, you could identify that you want to communicate openly and make sure that the recipient of the communication feels that you're open to his suggestions and open to his input as well. So you can put down in your checklist, for example, check the tone of the email, if it can be perceived as aggressive. Am I providing the opportunity to give me suggestions? And before sending out that email, you can go through the checklist and make sure that the way you wrote it is aligned with your personal brand. And obviously, the more you do that, the more natural it will be. But especially at the beginning, it's good to be reminded about key elements that you want to communicate. I hope the tips included in this mini-series were useful for you to build your personal brand and achieve your objectives. I would love to hear about how thinking in terms of personal brand help you to have new ideas on how to reach your objectives. In the comments below, please let me know. Thank you for listening to this podcast. If you enjoyed it, make sure you like it and share it. If you want even more resources on how to be extra effective as internal control professionals, check out our website www.internalcontroltoolbox.com and subscribe to the email list. Thanks for listening and see you in the next episode.